Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. I'm Travis, and we made a Joda deck recently, so I decided to make another deck with Joda in it, but not the regular Joda deck. So this is a little bit different. We're focusing on legendary artifacts, just because the cascade effect, when you cast a legendary spell from your hand, you get to go dig through your deck and get another card. Another spell you can cast without paying anything. It doesn't need to be a creature. So, with the latest expansions, they've given us a lot of legendary artifacts. And I just wanted to see how good we could do with those. So we're not max min, right? We're not maximizing what we can do with the synergy with Joda, because that would basically be legendary tribal human. Or at least legendary creatures. And we're not doing that. But we do have some things in here that do double duty, because they're legendary artifact creatures. Such as this, Unctus Grand Metatect. Other blue creatures, not Unctus himself, but other blue creatures suddenly have, when the creature becomes tapped, you draw a card and discard a card. Alright, what are we going to do? I think we put out Hero's Heirloom. I only have one copy of this in the deck, but if you are legendary, you get Trample and Haste. It won't matter for Unctus, because he's already out, but it does give him the +2. And we see if they have a bounce spell, or if they're just going to take the 4 points of damage. And they throw away their card draw as part of the draw and discard effect. And an Organ Hoarder. So this is the pre-made deck, and it's a tough deck. And they get an on-curve Besieger reaches skyward, which usually is bad news for me. Let's see. I don't have any green. I kind of need green for Joda. But they shouldn't want to block me. They'll just take this 4 points of damage, which is good for us. So they're 20% dead. Okay, second Organ Hoarder. What else are they going to throw away? Throw away a land and the other draw card advantage. Because they're behind. They can't waste money. They can't waste mana. I always call mana money. They can't waste mana drawing cards. They need to do it for something else. Like this! Haha! Now, Unctus is more powerful, and you can't double block him. We'll take 50% of your remaining life force. Thank you very much. Make that a 6/6. What else can you do? You can't bring down Titan of Industry. You're gonna have to double block something. One creature. Okay. That was a mistake, they just don't know it. We'll discard the land, we don't need that at this point. That's because Unctus's effect, Joda counts as a blue creature, because he's all colors. And he taps, so we have to draw and discard. Have to, get to, whatever. 2 chump blocks. Why would you do... Do you have a spell you can do? Next to damage. Oh, it's because of the trample. They were just trying to minimize the trample. Okay, so we will put out the reality chip. We get Skrelv out because that's the only one cost I have, but it is also a legendary artifact creature. And now I can... Oh, I can't because he's got Summoning Sickness. Doesn't matter. But I could have used Stasis Coffin to get myself protection from anything that they might have been up to. So that's good. We beat one of the better pre-made decks. And we already managed to get Joda out and show him to you. So I am batting pretty well today. They gave me another Butcher. I already made a couple of decks out of Butcher. We already put those out. I don't need a 5th card of that. Okay, Artifact Legends. That's what we're doing. I have 3 copies of Joda. I think more would be too many. And we do have some legendary creatures. And, you know, these kinds of things can sometimes show up enough that I feel like maybe I should put a mirror box in here, but then I'd go to 62 cards. So I haven't done it yet. But if they keep giving me 3 Mishras at a time, it's happening way too much. I feel like they're telling me, hey, you should have a mirror box in here. Anyway, so as I said, we're not doing legendary human tribal. We're not even doing just regular legendary creatures. We will do... there's a reason why we have some of these legendary creatures in here, but there's really only like 2 legendary creatures that aren't also artifact creatures. Everybody else that's a creature is a artifact creature. Some of them are legendary artifact creatures, some of them are just artifact creatures. But here's what we got. We got Skrelv Defector Might, Toxic 1. You can tap for either 2 life points or 1 white, and give another target creature Toxic 1 and Hexproof from the color you declare. We've got a Fateful Absence for removal, 1 Reality Chip, legendary artifact creature, to look at the top card of our library anytime. We've got 1 removal with Terra Sunder that we can kick. We've got 1 Hero's Heirloom. The last deck we did focused around having like 3 of these. And sometimes we get 3. So I've got enough legendary in here that, as you saw, if we get it early with somebody like Unctus, it really earns its keep in the deck. 4 Patchwork Automatons. Because I was looking at artifacts so much, it's really difficult to leave out the Patchwork Automaton if you have a lot of artifacts. They just go together. As long as we have access to Kamigawa, if you're looking at doing artifacts, how do you not put 4 copies of Patchwork Automaton in your deck? I haven't figured out how to avoid doing it. The Filigree Silex, you can put oil counters on it, then sacrifice it and destroy non-land permanents. Equals to the mana value, equal to the number of oil counters on the Silex. You have to be careful when you activate the Filigree Silex. If you destroy like your opponent's mana value 3 creatures, if you have any mana value 3 things, they're also going to go. So since we have artifacts, we have a lot of permanents. So we're going to have to be very careful with this. And maybe we'll put this out without putting out some of our other stuff if we think we're going to use it soon. We also have Urza's Silex, where you can have each player choose 6 lands they control and all other permanents get destroyed. We have Unctus Grand Metatech that you saw already. He has the extra ability, he has 2 extra abilities besides the first one. Other artifact creatures you can control get +1/+1. It's cool if we get an army of Patchwork Automatons out with them. And we can spend, again, it's Phyrexian mana, so either 1 blue mana or 2 life points. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types. So we'd have to activate that as a sorcery first. But if we have like a Patchwork Automaton, it's not blue. With this, we could make it blue, and when it becomes tapped, we could draw and discard a card if we want to do that. We have Mask of Griselbrand, legendary artifact. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink. Whenever it dies, you can pay X life, where X is the power of that creature, and if you do, draw X cards. So maybe a potential for just evasion, a little bit of lifelink, maybe a way for card draw. 1 board wipe with Path of Peril, and we're a 5-color deck, so we can pay the cleave cost later too and destroy every creature. This is why we have Mishra Claimed by Gix. We have 1 copy of Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Although it's not legendary, I like it's a 2/2 with double strike and unearth, so you can bring it back for only 3 mana. It's a lovely card to have, and once since I have so many copies of Mishra Claimed by Gix, it's hard for me to leave it out of a 5-color deck. So I'm putting all 3 of them in. If we can meld it with the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, we get Mishra Lost to Phyrexia, the legendary artifact creature that you see to the right, the 9/9, and that pretty much wraps up all the games. Since I only have one drop, the Skrelv, I have Hedexugo Consumes All. For mostly the first chapter, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. If I need to get rid of a graveyard deck, this has Graveyard Hate with Chapter 2, and we do get the lovely 3/3 Vessel of the All-Consuming for the 3rd chapter, so you can't knock that. Another legendary artifact creature, Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter. You can flash it in, has flying, and you can now cast color spells and artifact spells as though they had flash, which could be convenient, depending. And whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell is greater than the Battlethopter's power, you get to add a +1/+1 counter onto the Liberator. Here, Relic of Legends to help with our mana, and a Celestus to help with our mana. So we've got 25 lands and the 2 mana dorks. 18 creatures, and a little bit expensive mana cost, 3.5. It's a little bit more than normal, right? Let's see, we have 1 Stasis Coffin to give me protection in case I need 1 extra turn. If, I have 2 or 3 Patchwork Automatons out, it just gives me another way to pump up my creatures. So, not a bad thing, even if you think sometimes it's useless because it only gives you protection from 1 turn, and if you were going to die this turn, what are the odds you're not going to die next turn? Maybe it could just enter the battlefield and give you what you need to pump up as well. Another board wipe would Depopulate. We have 2 copies of Edward Charmed Groom. When it dies, it turns into a legendary artifact. It turns into a coffin. Sounds weird, but, it's Magic. Magic the Gathering. And then we start getting the vampires back, and then Edgar comes back. Mishra recovered already, right? He has the extra ability just by himself. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So another way for us to gain life in the deck. The 3rd board wipe by invitation only to choose a number between 0 and 13. Each player sacrifices that many creatures. The 3 Jodas, along with 1 copy of Jodas Codex. With the domain ability, the more basic lands we have, then the cheaper it becomes, until if you get all 5 lands out, you can just tap this and draw a card for free every turn. We've got 1 each of the Dominaria United double lands, so that each one counts as 2 of the basic card types for land. We've got 1 copy of Mightstone and Weakstone. We're usually using this to give a target creature -5/-5 as another version of control. We have Eternal Wanderer, the legendary planeswalker. It is possible if we have 6 mana, we could activate Urza Silex and then pay 2 more and search for the planeswalker if we don't have it yet. But next, the Temporal Anchor, a legendary artifact. Does that fit with the theme or what? Beginning of your upkeep, scry 2, and you pretty much always want to scry 2. And then you can cast any of the cards exiled with the Temporal Anchor during your turn. And this is just an experiment I want to do later with Sparky to see what I can do. This is my card 61. I just threw this in at the last minute, and I want to have fun with the over-the-top card. And, I'm not so concerned about this demonstration. But I just had the idea, I had the thought at the last minute, and I'm like, oh, I want to go play with Sparky with that and just try that out a little bit with this particular deck configuration. So normally, I wouldn't have had that in there. That's the idea. I've created probably like 10 Joda decks so far. I don't think I've done many videos of them. I've done maybe 4 or 5. I've got a good one with Joda in the Shrines using the Legendary Shrines. It's a good deck. It's pretty fun. I just like the card. I like the ability. I like playing around with them. I like making different deck configurations. When they pop off, the combinations are fun and exciting. There's endless fun you can have with Joda type decks. But a lot of them aren't necessarily competitive. A lot of them are kind of under 50% as far as how much they work. A lot of them are just really dependent on Joda showing up. Alright, let's put down the automaton now. They do not attack. Why not? Puppet Stitcher. Okay, so zombie deck. We could die pretty quickly, right? I need white mana to activate the Silex. We don't have any white mana yet. I can't do Path of Peril, can I? He's already got 3 for the Puppet Stitcher. I'd kill my own automaton. So we don't have a lot of good choices here. I guess we can do Mishra. We can try it. If they don't have remove, we can at least block a couple of the things from coming through. We'll let that come up through. That's fine. Another automaton, okay. Would I be willing to trade with a tainted adversary versus one of the automatons? Still no white mana source. Kind of strange, kind of unusual. Oh, they stopped the Urzas. Lost my Silex. What are you guys at? The Silex? I didn't have a way to bring that back. Not a big deal, but we've got a lot of stuff. Oh, hello. That's unusual. I didn't expect that one. Okay, so we block you, we block you. I'm running out of choices here. And I just need 1 white mana. Plains. That'll help me with Path of Peril. It feels like it's too little too late. Come on, give me the plains. All I can do is put this down. And what am I gonna lose? I think I'm dead. That you just don't normally see in the middle of the zombie deck. Invoke the Wind. That's nice. And with Mishra's ability to drain my life, there's nothing I can do about it. You got me already. Look at all that. I don't usually lose to zombie decks with via Invoke the Wind. So was I supposed to know not to put Mishra down as a blocker in the first? I still would have died. All that I needed was the plains. I needed the white mana source, and I could have destroyed everything with Path of Peril. So that's a lot of the luck. 1 board wipe would have helped me immensely, because then I would have been drawing an extra card for free every turn, and that would have helped me catch up after I'd equalized. They gave me one of the 2 most powerful, most expensive cards first. We're kind of getting back to the way that Magic used to always do that. This will take me a while to get down as well. Okay, let's do Radiant Grove first. We'll just go ahead and put the scroll down, I guess. Be the canary in the coal mine. Oh, hello. Eternal Wanderer goes away. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Liberator. And throw that down there. I don't care if the Virus Beetle stays, really. But if they throw another one down, I guess I just use Tear Asunder. You may sacrifice a creature. They do discard a card. Just exile that. That way there's nothing in the graveyard for them to bring back with Chapter 2. And they're tapped out. The most they could do is Chapter 3. Alright, we do give them a poison counter. It's not a lot. Just need one more land. Cheap stuff so far, right? Just 3 mana. Swamp cycling to go get another land. Now they have something in their graveyard. And I can at least put out that. I can attack them for another poison. Okay, they missed... Oh, they can't get that back because they missed Chapter 2. Do I lose the Skrelv? Or let them... Let me go ahead and let them do the card draw. It would at least force them to burn another removal spell on the Skrelv. Okay, we'll lose it there. Now we start the card draw. Woohoo! Decline, I don't have any creatures, so I also don't have to discard anything. And I've got 2 creatures in the graveyard, so that'll be 2. They're going to sacrifice the Cult Conscript and draw some more cards. Can't blame them for that. I'm going to throw away the land. In the meantime... Ooh, Edgar. I'll keep Reality Chip in case they have another way to make me discard. As long as they don't have Exile, I'm okay with almost anything else. I'm okay with that. 2 mana spell, 2 mana spell. Really cheap overall. The most expensive is the Long Reach of Night so far. Oh, that's lovely. I'll trade you there. Yeah. Because you're going to spend the mana. Oh, no, you're just going to... Okay, fake your own death. I get in the coffin. They come back. They can exploit again. Do they get rid of the Virus Beetle or the Bloodcaster? They do take care of that. And they can't bring that back. Oh, they can. They got the treasure. They could bring it back if they want. Look at all that stuff they're putting out. That's a lot of stuff. That was a big round. They're still debating if they want to use a blood token and cycle something with their treasure or not. Or if they want to actually sacrifice a creature. They gave it to this, so I was assuming that they were going to go ahead and sacrifice this creature and draw a card. They just get rid of the land to cycle their land. Okay. And Path of Peril. Resolve all of that stuff. Thank you. Draw a card. Now would be a good time for Joda to show up. Oh man. They don't get rid of Mishra? They must have... This must be removal then? No, it's land. Why would you get rid of Mark of Grizzlebrand instead of Mishra claimed by Gix? I don't get that. Alright. Play that. Draw another card. Land is fine. Put that out. We've got a little defensive board finally. And you just have a second Cult Conscript, which is not good for you. So I have Edgar back. We'll see what we got. Stasis Coffin. Okay. Let's attach this to somebody. And we can play lands from the top of our deck. We can see what's coming up. We don't need another land right away. Did I mention we don't need another land right away? I'll go ahead and put down the Stasis Coffin now. And if we're going to flood out, we're going to flood out. There's a nice dose of lifelink. If they're getting land, they have enough blood tokens they can just cycle through. Okay, losing 2 cards for that. 2 health points, rather. For a 4/4. And a third Cult Conscript. I feel like they used too many Cult Conscripts there. We'll let that through. Token's gonna die. We don't have to worry about Ghoulish Procession because it was a token. Ah, Joda. Yes. Draw a card for free. All these interesting things we can do. I guess we just attack. Mishra's Power wins us the victory. So Joda not much of a factor there, necessarily. But he was about to be. And that's kind of what you want, right? You want, I'll say this on occasion, if I make a deck that has a particular concept, you want the deck to be robust enough that it can still stand on its own if that one card never shows up. You shouldn't, unless you're just playing jank to have jank. I mean, we can do that. But usually when I'm making stuff to show you guys, I'm making something that maybe there's 1 or 2 cards I want to focus on, but the deck is still well-rounded enough that even if that card never shows up, you've still got a decent deck put together. We'll keep that even though it's Temporal Anchor. I mean, we've got 4 lands, so maybe we can get that out soon. With my luck, we're up against a blue control deck. Reality Chip. Looking at the top card, see what's coming our way. And they don't tap anything. Let's put out the Silex. Attack! Hit you for 0. Hello! Hello there, my honorable opponent. Wedding announcement. On curve wedding announcement. Okay. I think this is good to come in here. Forest, Plains, or Island. We've got the 3 islands we need for Temporal Anchor. There's a forest right there, so we need a second mana source for white. I only have 1 basic Plains in here. Broker's Hideout is usually meant to go get it, so that comes out working nicely. Put out the Celestis. And I guess no attack this time. Alright. They've got their 3 colors already. Streets of New Capenna rules. You're playing 3 colors. You get the 3rd color on by your 3rd turn. Now I can't go into my graveyard. They don't bother to attack. Oh, please don't have a counterspell. Yes, we get the Temporal Anchor. Now, does Dennick stop that? Because they go to the bottom of my library. Cards and graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities. So does the Temporal Anchor count as an ability? We're about to find out.
Get in, get out. Easy mission.
It's kind of why I didn't just kill Dennick first with the Might Stone and Weak Stone. I want to find out what the limits are with Dennick's effect upon the Temporal Anchor. Sometimes you think you know how the rules are going to go, and then you get surprised. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and throw these at the bottom. We can cast them. I don't mind having Edgar there. I do like the idea. I'm going to lose the reality chip, though, if I get rid of that. Shoot. I'd lose it anyway, right? Or I'd take 6 points. I think I have to do this. My poor reality chip. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, it's 1 mana or less, and reality's 2. Okay, that's a good reality. Sweet. Okay, what do we do next? That's phased out. I think we just pass the turn. If they don't activate Kaido's ability right away, then we just take it out. Wedding announcement. Perfect. Go away. No counterspells. No counterspells. No counterspells. They have a counterspell. And I only had 1 free mana.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
They didn't attack with Dennick, but they could have, so they discard Black Sun's Twilight. We get to do this again. Exile all the graveyards, so we don't need to worry about Dennick's ability anymore, really. But these still count. Okay, so I want to place the land. Do we care about Dennick yet? I think we just go ahead and put down Edgar. And then we'll go ahead and put down Stasis Coffin because we can. And we're done. He's getting close to his emblem, though. Again, drawing and discarding.
You don't know.
Digging without attacking. Throws away Urza's command. And gives us the Fairy Vandal. Okay. And all we did was draw a land, and there's another land underneath. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I ready to do this? I think I am. I'd lose the Temporal Anchor, though. No, I'm not ready to do that. If you gotta... Yep, I was gonna say. We'll pay for that. They didn't use the casualty, which they could have. I can still afford the Might Stone and Weak Stone. And let's get rid of... Dennick? Let's get rid of the Fairy Vandal. Next, we attack with Edgar. Double block if you want. They don't even double block. Curiouser and Curiouser. I think I've got too much of an advantage. Instead of getting rid of Urza Silex,
is a juicy secret.
the Temporal Anchor just gives me so much potential advantage over them. They have to dig. They threw away an entire wedding announcement, which is very unusual. Okay, Elish Norn. Okay, we'll scry that one. We want to draw a Ganjo. They might notice that. Path to Peril. That's a fun card. So if I want to do Hexproof, and I want to do Hex from white, and then we want to go ahead and attack. And we want to do 7 points of damage. We just do that. Get rid of the Defender, and the Trample from Vessel means I'm going to hit. We'll go ahead and auto-pay for Elish Norn, and we get rid of the Planeswalker, and Vessel gets a +1 counter on it.
Time to go.
We'll pay to prevent all of that stuff. And then I think we're done. We'll take action. We've got enough lands. And they can really just hit me with everything, and it doesn't really matter, does it? Only coming at me with Elish Norn. Okay. I'm taking 5 points. Joda! Buddy! Pal! Oh yes. It is on. Cascade, please. Bam, bam. Urza's Battle Thoughter. Da da da. Heirloom. Thank you. And we'll just let that one come on. Oh, I need to actually pay life for that. Prevent white from attacking. Come on in. They lose a life, and they lose 10 health points, and they can't stop any of it. I'm not taking any kind of draw or discard. And there is just no way they could get through that line. So we do this like normal with Temporal Anchor. Let's go ahead and draw that extra land we don't need and get rid of it. And an extra Mist Reclaimed by Gix, so let's go ahead and do another Joda. We'll keep this one. And then we'll do another Mist Reclaimed by Gix. Cascade with the Filigree Silex. Keep the original. Well, that was kind of a waste. That didn't do much. We'll go ahead and equip you. And we attack with pretty much everybody. Takes him down to 1 because of Mist Reclaimed by Gix's ability with lifelink. And we end with more health than we started. Oh, I forgot to experiment with Over the Top. Well, that's for Sparky. I'm supposed to pretend that that card's not here. I'm not even sure that'll stay. Yeah, 5 points to that, whatever. Final score, minus 34. 23. When it works, it works. Temple Anchor for the win. And I should stop. I should quit while I'm ahead, I know. But I'm having so much fun. We'll do one more. Cascade is just a fun mechanic. It's the discount, right? We're a free-to-play channel. For those who don't know much about Tpull's Corner, if you're new. Oh, if you're new, like and subscribe, by the way. I forgot to tell you that at the beginning. It's just a simple request. But we're a free-to-play channel. We love discounts. We love free stuff. So if you got something that you can cast for free in the game, we are there. We've got a nice 1, 2, 3 curve here. Well, not 1, but a 2, 3. We will go ahead and put down the automaton and hope it will be safe for a little bit. And that is gross. An on-curve Broker's Ascendancy. Oh my goodness. Are we already going to die? And they have 2 Bushwhacks already. Wow. Okay, let's put out the Dragon Engine. Go ahead and get in our hits while we can. 3 colors already. New Cabana rules. They're playing with 3 colors. They get 3 colors. And now they get to play fun things with the Scrap Gorger and Halo Fountain. Okay. What we can do? I guess we just put that out. Can't really equip it. I needed the tapped because, oh no, it's going to go beyond Mightstone and Weak Stones next turn. No matter what I do, I am in trouble. I may already be too far behind the curve. I didn't really pack a way to get rid of enchantments or artifacts in this deck. I ran out of room. And so, of course, Arena knows that. Arena can analyze my deck. They have an AI program that I think sort of asks 20 questions of your deck, and that's one of them. You know, did they include artifact hate and or enchantment hate? And if not, they're going to match you against that kind of thing. But okay, well, we have Joda. Don't have a counterspell, please. Thank you. So maybe we have a chance. Still kind of iffy. Yeah, it's looking kind of ugly. I can't afford to do both of these. So which one do I do? I could equip Hero's Heirloom. That was not what I wanted. Alright, let's do Mightstone and Weakstone. Pump that one up. It gives us the Liberator that we were going to cast. Okay. Let's do the -5 on the 4/4. And We can't really flash that in now, but we can equip this. They can't do anything to stop the flyer, right? So we just attack with the flyer only? And then we're on defense for the rest? We need to get in 3 more hits. They have so much mana, though. They just add 1 mana of any color and use that as the white mana to untap the Halo Fountain. Or to tap the Halo Fountain and get their extra creature. Bushwhack fights the flyer and not Joda, because he was only... Oh, they could have fought with the Scrap Gorger, but they didn't want to give it up. I think that's a mistake on their part. I can double block that, right? You don't have another Bushwhack, do you? We'll give those 2 up for sure. Don't have enough. Oh, you little puke. I'm losing everything here. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I bring this out now, all that I have is the reality chip. Okay, then I'm going to bring out the Dragon Engine. I'll discard from my hand, draw 3 cards, and then attack with Joda. Which was a mistake. I thought they would go for the monstrosity. I should have held out and used Hitotsugu Consumes All. They're just chump blocking instead. Hello. They gotta know I'm gonna block, right? Oh no. Seed Shark can be tough. Get another creature. Raid my graveyard to do it. No blocks. I don't see a way out of this. I'm getting land. Okay, so if I do 1, 2, 3, I can exile 1 thing. I don't think I have enough to do everything now. Two, 3. Do I have another black mana source? I don't. I can't get rid of all of them. Yeah. So I can go ahead and get rid of 1. And then I can equip Joda. And no attacks. I'm not getting a lot here in terms of... Aganjo and Celestis are really bad choices right there. He's already done a good job exiling the graveyards. Me exiling the graveyards doesn't do much good. They're willing to make the trade. And I really don't have a choice. So I lose my Joda. And they just recommission it. Crap in a hat. Okay. Well, let's attach you again. I guess we get rid of you. We can bring you down. We can bring you down. And we can bring you down. And we've done all we can. You just get a whole nother seed shark. Okay, so they didn't feel like they could do anything there. What can I do? We're doing what we can. Aha! One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would die there. Okay, so hit them with everything that we got. It doesn't matter how they block. Cleave to destroy everything. Celestis. Parody. It's something that can kill me already next turn. And it's untapped. And it's already more powerful, and I got land and land. Thank you, Magic the Gathering. Draw a card. Discard. Oh, you're kidding me. 3 lands in a row? I'll get a life point out of it. And we use a Ganjo. On the monstrosity. I lose my creature. I keep the land just to power up Celestis and draw and discard at this point. About time. We get a 3/3. Scry for the Silex. Yeah, you know what? Let's take the Silex. Discard you. Bring down you. Go ahead and pay for you. Choose 6 lands. And auto pay for the Planeswalker. Thank you. Okay, which ones do we want to keep? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Opponent loses 3 lands. I lose 5. Don't care. Everything is gone.
Surrender now, and we all leave with our lives. Thank you for your help.
Oh, I need another... Shoot.
Show them the edge of your blade!
I actually need another land now so I can cast the Tpull Anchor. Oh, it has first strike too. I always forget that Helena and Elena has first strike. Another Broker's Ascendancy. Crap. Yeah, come on through. No blocks. I'm just going to use this now. Protection. Make up for my mistake. Thank you. Temporal Anchor. And exile. Exile you.
Patience.
No attacks. Going for the kill. Really, deck? It doesn't do any good. I'm dead either way.
You're coming with me.
Didn't have anything left in the tank. We just totally flooded out with land after land after land. I did mess up. I guess I have to take credit for that, right? I came in with the White Samurai token with double strike, thinking my double strike would take out Helena and Elena, and I totally blanked that Helena and Elena had first strike, so I could have had one more creature. No, it wouldn't have done any good to have that one extra creature chump blocker, because they just got another creature there. They didn't get any of the land problems that I did. I feel a little cheated from that one. That was a lot of land flooding. Alright. Let's go ahead and take another look at the deck, though. Not that I'm bitter. Alright, Joda did his job when he showed up. The Temporal Anchor was pretty good, and even there it looked like maybe it could have pulled us out. I like the fact that I was able to actually use Urza Silex to go get the Planeswalker that hadn't showed up yet. Usually I'm getting Eternal Wanderer first card in my hand, so that's kind of bass-ackwards. Skrelv came in real handy. Mishra Cleaned by Gix came in real handy. I didn't get to meld this time in this demonstration, but I might keep this deck after all. I gotta admit, the first night I put this deck together, did well. The next night, absolute agony, horror, everything going wrong. We did pretty good today. So I'd done a little bit of playtesting on this because it wasn't performing the way I wanted it to. And I feel like it's in a good place right now. Let me know in the comments if I should put a mirror box in there. And if anybody wants to see what kind of fun we might get to with Over the Top, let me know. And I can always air the demonstration stuff I do with Sparky. And with that, remember to like and subscribe, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.